listening to the Agent Survival Guide podcast, a podcast for today's insurance agents. Informing, educating, empowering, improving the way you do business in an industry that's anything but static. In today's episode, if you're not using modern forms of communication or not utilizing them to the fullest, you could be missing out on connections with your clients. Don't worry, we've got the tips you need to know for navigating your business in the digital age. Keys to Client Retention, Digital Communication, written by Lauren Hayden. Communicating effectively with your clients is the driving factor of client retention. In today's day and age, communicating can go far beyond an in-person conversation. Even in times when your client can't see you, it's important to still convey your message with positivity and professionalism. The more effectively you do this, the more likely your clients will choose you again in the future. We'll start with the form of communication that is unavoidable as an insurance agent: talking on the phone. There will be many times when you'll speak with clients via phone call, perhaps to set up an appointment or answer some questions they have regarding plans. Whenever you're speaking with a client, but especially when talking over the phone, it's important for you to enunciate clearly. Don't do it so much so that you're being condescending or insulting your client's understanding, but enough that you're both on the same page. It could be very frustrating for your client if they need to keep asking you to repeat yourself, or worse, can't make out what you're saying in your voicemail. By the same right, if your client says something that you don't quite catch, you should absolutely ask for clarification. It's much better to ask than guess or assume and end up being incorrect. Quick tip: prepare for any call that comes your way. Sometimes calls may be unexpected, but do your best to stay on top of your game. If you can, have notes and information on hand so you don't have to make a client wait while you sift through papers and try to answer their question. Additionally, while notes are often helpful, don't read from them like a script. Sound sincere, but not like a robot when conversing with your client. Furthermore, never multitask when on the phone with a beneficiary. If you're simultaneously folding laundry or making dinner, your client may be able to tell that you're not fully invested in the conversation. Limit distractions and completely devote yourself to your client's call. Finally, it may seem obvious, but remember, the person on the other end has no nonverbal cues, like nodding, shaking your head, or smiling. Because of this, all your communication must be verbal and clear. Though just because you're on the phone doesn't mean your attitude or presentation should be any different than in person. In fact, some studies report that smiling while on the phone can actually help you sound more pleasant. Your client will be able to tell the difference in vocal intonation when you are smiling versus when you're not. Come across as congenial, but not fake or over the top. Remember, a positive or negative phone experience can make or break your sale. One study even found that satisfied customers tell about 9 people how happy they are, whereas dissatisfied customers tell an average of 16 people about their poor experiences. If you want to grow client retention rates, it's best practice to make sure beneficiaries are pleased with your service. As we mentioned earlier, it's important to prepare before the phone call, and it's also important to be sure you're keeping up with CMS compliance. According to the Medicare Advantage and Part D communication requirements, agents are not permitted to make unsolicited phone calls to clients to market Medicare Advantage or Part D plans. Now, moving on from phone calls, let's talk about communication via email. Email is a very practical way to get in touch with your clients. However, there are some situations when email is appropriate and times when it's not. If the client emails you first and their question warrants a quick, easy answer, go ahead and respond. Or if you have a quick question for them or want to reach out about plans, that's fine too. You should not contact your client by email if the topic of discussion is long and complex or contains any information that should be kept confidential. When you do email your clients, be as clear and succinct as possible. Format your email professionally with a salutation and a closing. Proofread your email thoroughly and preferably more than once. Here are some quick pro tips. Some email programs like Gmail and Outlook have settings that can save you in a pinch. For example, there's a feature with Gmail that when the words attached document are in the email body and you hit send, a pop-up will appear asking you to attach the document. Outlook has a similar prompt if you hit send and the email subject is blank. Gmail apparently has an unsend option, though you do need to be quick enough to catch the email before it hits your recipient's inbox. Some of these features are automatic, but many need to be set manually. Be sure to poke around in your email settings. You might find a feature that makes emailing 10 times easier. Back to email etiquette. Composing emails with professionalism and accuracy can go a long way when it comes to client retention. It will also reflect positively on you if you get back to them in a timely manner. Even if you consider yourself to be a productive, successful agent, an email that has been haphazardly thrown together, contains typos, or in any other way appears unprofessional can result in the loss of a sale and possibly the permanent loss of a customer. Keep your email game strong to keep your customers coming back. Now for the most modern form of communication, social media. Like the demeanor in your emails, your online presence must also be professional and personable. You may be surprised to know that many older adults are quite active online and on social media. According to a survey done by Pew Research Center, 83% of adults from age 50 to 64 own a smartphone, and 73% of adults in this age group use social media. Looking at adults in the typical Medicare age group of 65 and up, the number drops, but the percentage is still higher than you might think and is increasing. 61% of adults 65 and up own a smartphone, and 45% use social media. Nearly half of the 65 plus demographic are using social media, meaning it's vital to utilize this resource. When you interact with potential clients online, it is important to remember never treat a like, follow, or comment as permission to contact, or PTC for short. However, it is compliant to respond to a question or comment on a public social media forum. Just remember that you should not address individuals beyond the scope of the question or statement. And as always, timeliness is important. It's a great idea to utilize social media so more people can find you and your business. If you choose to have social media accounts, for example, a profile on X or a Facebook business page, make sure you are checking those accounts regularly. When you do respond, use a positive and understanding tone in your writing. Social media can make interactions quick and convenient, but don't let grammar or the quality of your response fall to the wayside. As we just mentioned, we recommend checking your social media accounts regularly, but it is also best practice to post to them regularly as well. A potential client could come across your page but see that you haven't posted anything in a few months or more. They might assume that you're no longer active on that account and pass you by. If you're a little leery of using social media to interact with others, we've compiled a social media ebook with everything you need to know about the topic. It covers how to get started, why you should implement social media strategies, how to stay compliant, and even how to create quality content. How well you communicate with your clients can make a huge difference in your rates of client retention. Agents who are diligent, express themselves clearly, and have a thorough understanding of how to utilize the digital world to interact with beneficiaries will see clients coming back again and again. Make sure your communication skills are up to par and beyond if you want to be a successful insurance agent. We've also got a lot of great episodes on navigating social media here on the podcast. We will be linking to those as well as our free social media ebook and those episodes in the notes. So be sure to check them out. We're excited to see your business grow. If you have any questions about digital communication or social media marketing, don't hesitate to reach out. You can send us an email at asgpodcast@ritterim.com or leave a voicemail on our hotline at 1-717-562-7211. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next episode. The Agent Survival Guide podcast is a production of Ritter Insurance Marketing, an integrity company. This episode was written by Lauren Hayden. Script adaptation by Tina Lamoureux. Recording and production by me, Sarah Ruppel. Podcast design by Urban Rivera. Artwork by Vivian Zhao. Follow along with our show wherever you like to listen.